What's up, everyone, and welcome back or welcome. This is your first visit. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Matt. On this channel, I review brand new cars. Today, I'm at Nissan of St. Augustine with this 2026 Nissan Pathfinder that has been refreshed for this model year. We have some new technology on the interior, some new accents on the exterior, and today I'll take in a complete tour of it. We're going to check it out together, exterior, interior, and of course, I'll take you on the test drive at the end of this video. If you enjoy watching videos like this and want to see more automotive content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, and now let's get back to this. So the Pathfinder, one of the longest running nameplates with Nissan brand, one of the longest running nameplates in this family SUV, although it didn't start like this. It started in 1985 as a body-on-frame off-road vehicle. That's essentially what it was. And I remember, I'm going to be dating myself, but in the early 90s, a friend of mine bought a Pathfinder, and it was that first generation. I forgot it was an 88 or 89. And we went to Wisconsin on the off-road trail among other, Jeeps at that time and other vehicles. And it did extremely well. Now, it was a gas guzzler, I got to tell you that. Now, fast forward 40 years from there, we have this. And this is the newest generation of the Pathfinder. It was redesigned, fully redesigned for 2022 model year and refreshed for this model year. Now, let's take a look and see what's going on. It's always good to mention of which trim and color I review. So this is 2026 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum four-wheel drive, and it is dressed in this two-color paint. So the top is shiny black, and then we have that bolder gray color right at the bottom. Now, as far as the front end, we have some changes here, but no, not the lights. We still have the LED daytime running lamps and the reflector LED headlamps, but the turn signals are still incandescent. Now, right on the side, we have this trim piece. It's non-functional. It kind of adds to the look of it, and it changes the appearance of that front bumper. We also have a slightly redesigned front grille. As you can see, the surrounds went from this chrome trim piece on the side to kind of better incorporated into the overall design of this vehicle. We have the large Nissan logo right here in front and the front-facing camera. If we scroll down, we have this kind of the satin black with this gunpowder aluminum looking plastic trim. Now, 7 inches is the ground clearance. So far departure from the original roots of being an off-road vehicle. Of course, you have the Rock Creek edition with a slightly larger ground clearance too. Well, let's pop the hood open, see if anything changed there. And I'm actually glad that they didn't change this powertrain, because we still have naturally aspirated V6, 3.5 liter V6 engine producing a total of 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. It has made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, somehow, the Rock Creek edition gets that horsepower bumped up to 295 using premium gasoline. So I believe if you use premium on this, you probably get the similar horsepower rating. Now we have the ugly prop stick right here on the side, some sound insulation underneath, and I'll definitely check out the driving dynamics at the end of this video. But as always, before we start driving, let's talk about the dimensions. We have the total width of 77.9 without the mirrors. 71 is the average height depending on the trim. Total length 197.7, and we have a wheelbase of 114.2. So it is not the largest 3-row SUVs, but if you don't need tons of room, this could be a perfect one for you. Let's take a look and see what's going on as far as the wheels and tires. So we have the 20-inch rims on this Platinum trim. 255 by 50 is the tire size. As you can see, everything around them has this matte black cladding that continues at the bottom of this vehicle as well, but here at the bottom is broken up with this chrome trim piece, place, and Pathfinder is spelled out right there. Now, as far as the mirrors, we have the shiny black mirror tops, turn signals, blind spot assist, and the side view camera. And I got to tell you, this particular one wears this color really good. Let me know what you think about this two-color design. Now, at the bottom of the windows, we have the chrome trim piece. Top of it, of course, it's all blacked out. We also have the panoramic sunroof on this. Now, the crossbar has been added, but the roof rails are standard on this Pathfinder. On the door handles, you'll find these buttons. If you have the key somewhere on you, all you have to do is push the button to either lock it or unlock this vehicle. And that roof kind of seems like it's floating above the rest of this vehicle. Here in the back, you'll find this large tail lamps, and I really like them. But I wish they kind of read that turn signals. They still have the incandescent light bulb instead of the LED, like most of the competition is going to that direction. Now, there's a black trim connecting both of the tail lamps, Nissan logo right there in the middle, exposed wiper. Now we have the third brake light right in the gate spoiler. Now, couldn't really hide the wiper underneath here because the gate spoiler is not that big. We have Pathfinder that's spelled out across the entire width of the gate, Platinum four-wheel drive, and at the bottom you'll find the tow hitch. Now, it has the class-leading 6,000 pounds towing capacity. That's bigger than Honda or Toyota. And then we have the rear view camera right there at the bottom. Oh yeah, another thing, if you are looking for the spare tire, it is actually located underneath the vehicle. I don't know if you can see it, probably right there. So the spare tire is underneath the vehicle. Let's pop this gate open and let's see as far as the interior. So you can open it several different ways. Of course, you can do it on the remote, but the vehicle is running right now, so I'm not able to do that. Now, the seats are folded down as far as the third row seats at the moment. So it's about 45 cubic feet cargo capacity. If I pull the seats back up and fold them up, you have about 16.6, 16.8, depending on the position of the seat. And that's definitely not class leading. But again, if you don't need tons of room, that's going to be plenty for you. Now, the seats can be folded down from here, push it down, as you can see prior to that. And then, of course, we can fold down the second row seats, and that's going to give you just about 80 cubic feet of total storage, which again is behind the class leading one. But if you don't need it, you don't need it. Here you'll find the cup holders and the USB type C option right here on the passenger side only. Now on the driver's side right here in the back, you have cup holders only. Up on top, you have your own vents. The illumination is all the way back here, so no illumination for the third row passengers. And let me jump inside. Let's see how I fit in those third row seats. And just looking at the third row seat, I know it's not going to be easy. Now, as far as moving the seats, there are two different options. If you're sitting in the back, there's a button at the back of this seat. If you're just coming up to the car, like I am right now, there's a button at the bottom. And this seat will fold and move forward. Now, even if you have the child seat, Nissan claim that you are able to do that. So let's move this forward and let's slide inside to this third row seat. Now, I am 6 feet tall for the point of reference. So let's see. All right, this is actually not bad. I have plenty of headroom. Now I have this backrest reclined all the way that can go forward a little bit. The biggest concern probably would be the knee room. So if I move the seat all the way back, not going to happen. So I would have to compromise with the passenger right here in the front and take away maybe a couple inches from the passenger in the front, and then still barely would be able to fit in this third row seat. This probably would be the minimum that I can do. I can see I'm not touching, or I'm barely touching this back seat with my knee. So definitely not the biggest one, but for emergency purposes, or if you have small kids that want to be in the third row seat, that's perfect. And here in the second row seat, as you can see, I have plenty of knee room, headroom, and shoulder room. At 6 feet tall, it feels rather comfortable. Now I can even compromise a little bit and move the seat a little bit forward to allow the third row passenger to have a little bit more legroom. So in a squeeze, yes, maybe 6 or 7 adults can fit in this vehicle. Now it's not going to be super comfortable, but it's doable. As far as the rest of this interior, we have the manual sunshade right here in the back, nicely leather wrapped side panel, and a nice and soft armrest. Here we have cup holders right on top, a little bit more storage here, window control, and more storage at the bottom. Now looking inside, I really like this chestnut brown leather. As far as the interior of this vehicle, we have a slight two-tone on the seats. This is the semi-aniline leather. This is not this man-made leather. This is the real thing, and it feels really nice and soft. Now also in the middle, we have the console that opens up, have two cup holders, a little bit maybe a cell phone storage or something to that effect, and both seats have some seat back storage for additional room, cargo room. Now, as far as the back here, you have your own climate control. So this is a quad zone climate control. No, tri-zone, because this is one zone. But we have the heated seats, bunch of controls for the climate control here in the back. Down at the bottom, two USB Type-C ports, as well as the regular household 120 volt outlet. And the floor is perfectly flat, so definitely no obstructions there. But before we get into front, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. It's actually very good. See what's going on in the front door panel. Similar idea to the back, with the addition to memory seat settings, window mirror lock controls, more storage here. And again, we have the Pathfinder that's spelled out on the door sill. The seats nicely bolstered. They're looking really good. They're perforated, kind of quilted. In the middle there, we have some contrast stitching. Really good looking ones. Now, as far as the adjustments, we have the 8-way power adjustments on both the driver and passenger seats. Both of them also feature the 2-way lumbar support. As far as the pedal box, nothing crazy here. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have a bunch of buttons for the dimmer, a gate opening. We have the accent light setting here as well, which we're going to check out while on the interior, and we have this kind of faux wood looking trim. Now let me jump inside, get it out of the sun, and let me show you the rest of this interior. And on the interior, we're going to start with the sound of the closing door from the inside here. Very nice. Okay, so here's the interior of this 2026 Pathfinder. As you can see, the screen size has increased, and that's one of the biggest differences. But let's start on the side here, and let's say overall what it looks like. So we have this faux wood trim right around the vent. We have this leather wrapping here, a shelf underneath here, which is rubber lined and has Pathfinder spelled out, and the regular size glove box up on top. This is a soft touch material as well. And since we're up on top here, you can see that we have the head-up display as well. Now moving back to the steering wheel, this is the typical Nissan steering wheel. It's flat at the bottom. It is kind of thin. I kind of wish that they did a thicker steering wheel, especially maybe thicker right in this spot. It is slightly bigger, but not it really doesn't give you a whole much of a grip here. Now we have some stitching on the inside and a bunch of buttons on the left hand side. You can see that volume control, seat track menu, and then the scroll button on the right hand side. Pretty much everything around the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, some safety system. We have the voice control and the phone button here as well. Now the pedal shifters are on each side and the Nissan logo right in the middle. Now we have the fully digital instrument cluster. What I like about this, that it's hidden deep inside and it doesn't give you as much glare as some of the other manufacturers do. And this is the standard setting here. As you can see, we have the speedometer on the right hand side, tachometer on the left hand side. You can change the meter view if you wanted to a different one. Now the settings button goes away, and then we have the home, and then we can just kind of scroll down and see what we have. Drive computer, tire pressure, Bluetooth audio, we have the safety system, and settings. And once you get here, you have a whole bunch of settings that you can change. So VDC settings, driver assistance, personal display, eco mode settings, TPMS, clock, vehicle maintenance, custom display, unit, factory reset, the whole 9 yards. So everything is right here if you wanted to. And get out of here and go to this main display. Really. So in the shortcut menu, you have the change meter view, audio source, driver assistance, and personal display. I'm just going to leave it at this standard display. Looking really good, by the way. Up on top, temperature, time, miles, and miles to empty. And moving on to this big screen. So now, instead of having this 8 or 9-inch screen like we had on the previous generation, finally we have the full 12.3-inch display. And that features the new Google-derived Nissan system, if you will. So this is your home screen. So Bluetooth audio, you can connect your phone to it. And of course, we have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both wireless. Apps, so we have the Nissan Connect services, download MyQ Garage, so that they want you to do that just kind of like Honda does, instead of having the physical buttons for the HomeLink system. User profile, system information, all settings. Go back to the home screen and go to this second tab. So now we're in the guest mode. You can sign in and be in the driver mode as well. If we go down the line of these side buttons, you can see the audio, and we do have the Bose stereo, by the way, on this vehicle, and it sounds good, but unfortunately, due to YouTube copyright policies, I can't play it for you. FM, Sirius XM, and AM, and Bluetooth audio, so you can play it through the USB. Now, as far as the phone, none of them are connected, but you can connect it too. And go back to the apps. Now, there's some shortcut buttons here as well. Notifications. Now we have the settings, and then you have all the settings: connections, display, vehicle, menus, notifications, and then you have another slide button, and that's for your display and for your audio. So it's really nice. It's really easy to actually get to it. Now, let me put it in reverse, and let's see what this rear view camera looks like. As you can see, we have the 360 camera, really good quality, so no complaints here. It takes up the entire screen, and we have the top-down view, trajectory lines. They're active, so you can see where this vehicle projected path is. And then you can see also, like maybe on the off-road trails, or if you're close to something, you can see the side view camera. And then you can also make it the whole screen for the backup camera as well. So depending on which one you want, I probably leave it in this mode myself, and then put it in park so we don't roll. Moving down, so this is all shiny black. Kind of wish that maybe they did like kind of that satin black, or maybe this color right here. This looks so much better, but I know this kind of feels more expensive. It's also more prone to the fingerprints too. But right there in the middle, we have the volume and push for the power button. So that's really easy. Hazard light, seek track camera. Okay, that turns this on. And now this is new. Pathfinder is nicely spelled out on this trim piece, looking really good. And we have the shortcuts for the climate control. Actually, I like when the manufacturers don't incorporate the climate control in this big screen, because it's so much easier to just turn the knob and adjust the temperature here. We have the heated ventilated seats on this vehicle. And then we also have the rear controls. You can have the rear lock as well, heated steering wheel. This is where you start and stop the vehicle. And moving down here, we have an updated wireless charging pad. And check this out, guys. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it actually is ventilated. So once you put your phone on top of it, first of all, it is slightly lifted off of it. This one doesn't have, but this is that MagSafe. Is this magnetic? Let me see. Let me put my other phone, because the other phone like kind of felt better in here. Yeah, definitely is magnetic. And see that the light turns on. See if it's charging. It's got enough cushion underneath here, so it also cools it, prevents overheating. Now we have the two USB type C ports and the regular 12-volt power outlet here as well. And this shifter, we've seen it on some of the other Nissan models. You know, basically push it away from you, put it in reverse, pull it towards you. We're in the drive, pull it one more time. We have that manual mode, and then push to get it into the parking mode. So electronic parking brake hold, auto turning off that engine. You can turn that feature on and off. We have a little bit storage here, maybe for, I don't know, another phone as such, and cup holders. Pathfinder is spelled out, and then we have more storage, quite deep, to be honest, for an additional storage here. Now also we have a knob with a multiple drive modes. Okay, so this is where you twist and switch it, and right in the middle there you have the hill descent assist. But I want you to see what the modes look like. So as you go through them, you have the Eco, Sport, Tow, and then up We have auto, snow, mud, rut, and sand. And these are your driving modes on this all-wheel drive Pathfinder. Let's put it in sport. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to turn off. I just pushed the button to turn on that hill descent assist. We don't need it here. So turn this off. Okay, scrolling up on top, we do have the home link system. I didn't even notice these buttons. So in addition to the MyQ Garage app, you have the home link system. You also have the sunglasses holder, the ability to turn on your lights. Now, these could be updated, to be honest, make it a little bit more modern looking LEDs. And then we have this panoramic sunroof. Open up this shade first and see that panel extends, all the way to the second row seat, adding some nice light inside the cabin. And you can also slide this roof open with a nice windscreen in front, and voila, here's where we at with this sunroof. Now, in case of emergency, hit the SOS button. And as far as the visors, we have the sliding visor with mirrors that are illuminated here. And this is it. This is the interior of this 2026 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum all-wheel drive. Let's touch on pricing and take it for a spin. So talking about pricing, we have several different trim levels, starting with the base one. That's a SV trim, starting at $39,900 with the two-wheel drive, and that's the only trim that's available in only 7-passenger seating configuration, so it has the captain chairs in the back. Now the next trim up is the SL, available as a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, starting MSRP $42,500, and then we have the choice for 7 or 8 seating configuration. The Rock Creek is the next one up. That's the only one that comes standard with the four-wheel drive. $45,000, and then you can choose 7 or 8 seating configuration. And then the Platinum, $49,400 with the two-wheel drive, available as a four-wheel drive as well, 7 or 8 seating configuration. Then of course you can add some choices of packages and trims to it. This particular one, just over $56,000, $56,300 to be exact as the MSRP on this one. I'll list everything in the description of this video so you can see of what I'm driving. Now let's take it for a spin. And the sun is bright, so let's put some shades on. And we're gonna start right here in this parking lot, and I'm gonna do a full circle. Turn this vehicle completely around, kind of check out that turning radius and see how tight or how not tight it is, right? So we have the parking spots here, and it looks like the regular size parking spots. I'm going to turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, and we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, about a half, 4.25 to 4.5, which is very much in line of everything else in this category. So no complaints here. And we're going to take that on the quick test drive to see how this vehicle performs. Now, actually glad that Nissan left the 3.5 naturally aspirated V6 as a standard engine, and the only engine option in their lineup, kind of like Honda did with their Pilots. They also have the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, and everything else, including Nissan's luxury brand Infiniti, has moved to the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. And I'm not sure if that was such a smart idea, because I know the sales fell, even though it's a beautiful, beautiful car, that Infiniti QX60. They've done a tremendous job redesigning it. But, I don't think people are buying that 4-cylinder downgrade on it. But we'll see. Hopefully, and from rumors say that they're going to be getting back that 6-cylinder engine. We'll see. Nice and smooth. I got to tell you, I like that acceleration on this. There's no turbos. There's no turbo lag. There's no jerkiness. That transmission feels nice and smooth. Let's see what's going to happen when I hit it. Yeah, it gets louder, but not bad. I actually like the sound of this V6 engine. It has a very comfortable seats. These are those zero gravity seats that Nissan's been famous for, and they really deliver on it. I think maybe a little bit more adjustments as far as the lumbar, and for me personally it would be an improvement on it because we only have the two-way lumbar adjustment on it, but not bad. And And I also have this ventilated seat option that is turned on right now, and it's really working. The one feature that I would like to see on this vehicle would be that the digital rear view mirror. And you know, I know some people think it's a gimmick, but really with the third row seats up right now and I have the headrest up, they really get in the way. So that mirror would really be a very helpful option, especially for the rearward visibility of this Pathfinder. The exterior mirrors are decent size. We have good visibility here with this large windshield. Yeah, maybe in the very third row, those windows are kind of small, so that gives you a little bit more. Well, guys, I'm stopped right here. Okay, let's go. $55, no issues. It has a good, nice acceleration. Very smooth. Okay, there's no turbo lag, no jerkiness. Transmission shifts nice and smooth as well. So it delivers on the performance aspect of it. So yeah, I think they've improved it quite a bit. I like this big display. It's intuitive. It has a good menus, and it's easy to find and maneuver through it, if you will. As far as the front end design, I mean, to me it has changed minimally. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you, and it's a little bit modernized, I guess. So yeah, they changed it. I mean, I like the technology. I like that they put a bigger screen. I'm enjoying their Google-based infotainment system. It's very intuitive. It has a good rear view camera. It's got good towing capacity. It has a decent acceleration. The tried and true V6, no CVT, guys. We have the regular 9-speed transmission. Previous generation was just horrible on the Pathfinder, so it's a big improvement. Definitely not this tough off-roader as it started off with. It started off as the body on frame, transitioned into the unibody with this generation Pathfinder. So it might not be as capable as it used to be, but definitely most of them are going to be the pavement princesses or princess, if you will, and taking kids to school, taking you to work, and that's what it's designed to. And a nice comfortable interior. I think they've done a nice job. And let me know what you think about this 2026 Pathfinder Platinum. If you like it, don't like it, and if you choose this over a competition or maybe something else. So let's keep this conversation going in the comment section. And if you like anything about this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more automotive content, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.